I don't care what anyone says. Anyone says the hardest thing in life is not about making more money. It's not about gaining a relationship. It's not even about change. It's not even about letting go. The most hardest fucking thing to do in life is to awaken to your own bullshit. Yep, I fucking said it. And you'll be like, wait, but Britt, what do you mean? What do you mean? I am perfect. I am right. I am righteous. I am divine. Boo boo, we all are. But we gotta remember, we're on this earth school for a fucking reason, because we do have imperfections. We do have our own arrogance. We do live in our egos so much to the point that we literally forget how to have a heart and how to fucking feel. But on today's video, I'm gonna share with you how to be able to cope when you finally awaken to your own arrogance, and when you finally start to see your own bullshit. Not only that you will start to take accountability for your life, but here's the thing: when you start to take accountability, you can actually make massive changes that you desire to make. What is good, beautiful beings? Welcome back, AwakenOne's on another episode on Embracing the Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. My hair is all over the place today, but I got a nice view. I have a new home. I'm just chilling on my ceiling. It should be a porch, but it's a ceiling because I had to go out my window in order to do this. But anywho, just good fucking vibes anyways. Good fucking vibes for this video, because this video we're gonna get real, we're gonna get deep, and we're gonna get honest with self. But before we get into that, welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Brittany Fontanez. I am an intuitive shaman, healer, and a psychic tarot reader. On this channel, I speak about spiritual development, emotional awareness. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign. I do Reiki healings. I do energy healings. I do union therapy, which is about couple therapies. You know, I do it all, boo-boo. If you want to know my business acquires, all information is down in the description box below, because I talk about things I feel need to be talked about, because it's our divine right to know more than what we've been told. And that's the thing, you guys. We're not told to take accountability. We're not told or taught to be self-aware. And because of this is why we're so rooted in the society of only investing in our ego and only listen to the ego's demands of what we want, what we crave throughout this earthly plane. But the thing is, when I say this is the earth school, earth is a school. It's a school because we're here to learn our lessons, clear our karma, and create massive changes before we actually transition to our next timeline, lifetime. Even if when we die, I highly believe that we have more of a bigger duty to do. But it's just a matter of when we come onto this earth plane, we do have a duty to do. And that duty is to awaken, to combust. I don't know why I just heard that word. We got to combust out of this illusion, out of this falsity, out of this bullshit, of this false identity we created through our cravings, our temptations, our wants, our lacks, really. So today, I really want to get into how to help you cope when you start to become really self-aware. Because here's the thing, when we become really self-aware of our own bullshit, the most hardest thing to do is to get out of self-guilt and get out of self-shame. And a lot of people like to guilt trip themselves and thinking they're a bad person. A lot of people like to shame themselves thinking that there's something wrong with them when there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. The reason why we hold so much imperfections is because we are actually meant to make mistakes. And that's the crazy thing. A lot of us want to strive for perfectionism, but we got to remember that the reason why we're allowed to make mistakes, because how else will we grow? How else will we learn? How else will we make massive changes? And I know if you're watching this video and you actually follow me, you know, I know a lot of you desire massive amounts of change. You desire to have more in your life. You desire to be more. You probably feel like right now where you are, you feel like you're probably supposed to be bigger and do better things. But here's the thing, the reason why you're still in this consistent loop is because you're not becoming aware of your shit. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that, you know, you are the reason why things happen all the time. You know, it takes two to tango. It could be the other person blaming you. It could be someone looking at you bad, you know, and it has nothing to do with you. But what I'm telling you is that when you actually could take everything life is throwing at you and, you know, you gulp that shit in, Not to the point you're like compelling it to blame it, but you're gulping it in. You're taking it in. You're harnessing it. You're actually saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, universe. The way I like to look at it is like I'm a giant, and all of these things that are thrown at me, it's like I want to swallow them like food. Like energetic spiritual food. And in the process of doing that, all I'm doing is saying, thank you, universe. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I recently went through, I want to share with you guys the reason why I'm doing this video, actually, before I get into how to help you cope when you start to become self-aware of your own bullshit. So I was living at this other place, and you know, I didn't realize my unconsciousness was making me think, my ego, my bullshit was making me think I was entitled to do whatever I felt like doing. And because of doing this, I caused problems. And you know, even though the person could have talked to me more civil, they were younger than me. I should have expected them to talk to me more maturely. They're calling me stupid and all these names because people don't know how to use their words in order to get their point across without insulting. And I started to really look at that dynamic like, how did I attracted this? Why did I just, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to laugh. Because as much as they were trying to hurt me with their words, what they were really doing is looking at a reflection of themselves. I'm just a reflection of people's bullshit. Because I'm aware of my own bullshit. I know who I am. I know what I've done. But at the same time, at that moment, I started to realize, damn, did I sabotage this good thing? Or is it because, you know, my ego thinks they could do whatever it wants, you know, overstepping boundaries and all that? So I really had to be self-reflect and be like, I'm not pointing the finger. I'm looking at myself and saying, wow, I see the part that I play. Did it hurt? Oh yeah. This is why a lot of people don't want to take accountability for their lives. This is why you got people who blame, even people who've been through trauma and they're 30 years old. I have people like that in my family. They're 30 years old now, but they're still blaming shit from when they were fucking 10 years old on their parents or on that experience and all that different shit that's going on. And because of this, the reason why people stay this way is because it's hard to look at the fact that you're the problem. It's hard to look at the fact that you're the reason why things are happening. But I want to put this in a diaphragm where you start to see that, yes, some things are your fault, some things aren't your fault. But at the same time, this is all helping you see what is it that you need to change from what you're attracting. What is it that you need to change in order for you to actually have more power within self. Because when we blame, we have no willpower. We have no accountability. We are not reliant and we don't trust ourselves. So the reason why it's important to start being aware of your bullshit and awaken to your arrogance is for you to realize that you have to grow up spiritually. You know, a lot of people think this is all a mental world. It's not just mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. We have to mature on every fucking aspect and level in order to make massive fucking changes within ourselves. So the first way to be able to cope when you start awaken to becoming self-aware of what is holding you back is by first realizing that, what are your temptations? I know this sounds really, really weird. This just came to my head. I'm really channeling right now. But what can help you cope with when you're becoming self-aware is like, what are your temptations of trying to run away from what it is you need to see within yourself? And here's the thing, when you start to realize, you know, your blaming mechanism, your victimization, you know, you running away and avoiding problems, when you start to realize this, these are little temptations that actually help us procrastinate towards our evolution of our growth, of our spiritual growth and our maturity. And so it's important to look at your temptations. But here is the second thing of how to help you cope when you start to become self-aware. Have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Because listen, we don't come onto this planet knowing it all. Because if we knew it all, what's the fucking point of being on this earth school? There would be no fucking point. So the second way to help you cope is by first having compassion for what you realize, how your earthly self tries to run away from what it really needs to see, that needs to make some changes in order to get to that next level of your life. Because like they say, new levels are new devils. It's true. New levels are requiring you to level up, but you gotta see what is holding you in this diaphragm. Why do I keep saying diaphragm? What is holding you in this certain frame that is keeping you in this false identity, that is not moving you to the next level you want to go to. So you got to have compassion for yourself, because we don't come onto this earth. Oh, my tea coming out. We don't come onto this earth. I'm doing a 30-day herbal cleanse, and my body is fucking loving it. Like, it's fucking loving it. But yeah, we don't come onto this earthly plane knowing it all. Do we come onto this earthly plane perfect? Naturally? Yes. There's a huge difference between being perfect and knowing that natural, you being naturally you, like when a baby comes out the womb just like that naturally, that's perfection. You're still that perfection. But we have a false sense of perfection, thinking that we know it all, to the point we have a God complex. But the thing is, when we come to realize our own bullshit, when we come to realize how our ego rules, when we come to realize how our temptations are keeping us away from our truth, we gotta have compassion for ourselves. Because this is how we could get down to the rabbit hole of self-pity, self-loathing, shame, self-guilt. This is how we could get down that rabbit hole. And the thing is, you gotta understand that there's only love around you. You know how I know this? You know how you can know this? Is look at the sky behind me. We're given this life for free. That's fucking love right there. That's unconditional. The only thing that are being asked of us is to grow, to be better. Not for just the world, but for our fucking selves. So we can create better. Because you can't have better until you be better. Because your reality is a reflection of your inner reality. So until you start making the changes within, you will never see them on the outside. So this is why all we're being asked is to elevate, ascend. And then when we do elevate and ascend, come back and be the prime example. What the fuck you want to see in this world? Because right now I'm at a point in my life, I don't give a fuck who I kick out. I don't give a fuck who is there. I don't give a fuck who leaves. All I know is that all I want to do is be the example of love in a realistic manner that is authentic as fuck, where people are understood but know how not to take no shit, because you know who the fuck you is. You know what I mean? So have compassion for yourself while you're learning to cope, to awakening that you are your own problem. Now, here is the last tip I want to share with you guys on how to cope when you start to awaken to your own arrogance and your own bullshit. Oh my god, come back to my mind. Why did you leave? I was just about to say it. Oh my goodness. See, when I'm channeling and then it stops, I'm like, bitch. Bitch. But it'll come back to me. Spirit, help me, please. Help me. Por favor, help me. Oh my god, it was literally right there, you guys. Oh, it's coming. I feel it. So let me start swaying some words. The last thing that will help you be able to cope when you start to awaken to all this is by realizing that fuck, it's literally right there. Like, I know it's there. I wrote it down on my notes. I should have kept it. I kept it in my phone notes. I didn't actually write it down this time, but it's cool. But I feel what will really help you cope is by understanding that the beautiful thing is that you have a conscience. You're a great fucking person. If things affect you to the point that you want to make significant changes, then that right there means you have a pure fucking heart. There's a lot of people in this world that do so dirty, that don't even see their own bullshit. All they want to do is blame. And they see why they wonder why things don't work out in their life. It's because of that very reason. They don't have a heart. And I hate to say that shit. We all have a heart. This is why we're all alive. But we forget to fucking feel. We forget to realize that there's a part of us that we have shut down. And that part of us is actually the catalyst of why we exist. And when you start to become aware of things that you were asleep to, the beautiful thing about it is that you're going to be the one breaking generational patterns. That's why I said in what I just told you guys, I don't give a fuck who falls out of my life, even if it's parents, even if it's my human parents. Because at the end of the day, I'm breaking so many fucking patterns and generational curses. And I know I'm going to be the first in my family to break that generational curse of lack. I know that. I feel it. It's coming. I fucking feel it. I know it. It's my fucking year. I'm not saying this out of arrogance. I'm saying this because I started to realize a lot of shit about myself that I did not like. Did it hurt to go through this? Yes, it will hurt to go through this. It will hurt to awaken to your bullshit. It will hurt to awaken to the fact that some things were your fault. But the thing is that even if it wasn't your fault, the whole point of why I'm sharing this with you is about taking accountability. What is accountability? It means you are taking the rightful actions to step up to what could potentially be the reason why something has come about. Let me put it in a different perspective. That'd be more helpful. Taking accountability is you owning up to the actions that have taken place, even if it wasn't your fault. Because here's the thing: when you stop becoming a victim towards your circumstance, you start becoming the victor. Meaning that you stop seeing yourself as the problem, you start seeing yourself as the solution. But here's the beautiful thing: we need to learn to awaken to this part of ourselves that we're asleep to, because this is the only way that we can actually level up. This is the only way where we could actually make significant changes that we desire in our life. Because we can't make any fucking changes until we realize where we are and why we are where we are, and realize it's because of us. And when you start to, dissipate out of that self-guilt, out of that shame, stop putting yourself in victimization, stop having self-limiting thoughts, saying that you're a bad person or something wrong with you. When you stop that and you start realizing that you're here to learn, you're perfect as you are, you're exactly where you need to be, and you start realizing everything that's happening in your life is because it's here to show you your fucking worth and your power, then you can take all of that, like I said, gulp it in and actually allow it to build you into the motherfucking giant that you are. And it was funny, I was just at somewhere today, and there was another person who was small as me, and there was someone who wanted me to do something for them, and I'm like, you're tall as fuck. And then the guy next to me, he was like, they would never forget the short ones. They would never forget the short ones. And the tall guy comes out of nowhere, and he's like, small but mighty. That's it, you guys. You may feel small when you start to realize, awaken to your bullshit, but you are mighty when you start to take it all in and allow it to build you, allow it to teach you, allow it to show you how fucking lovable you are. Because I don't give a shit. I've been through so many things in my life, even though I was recently called stupid, even though I felt like I've been worthless, even though the love of my life that I love truly doesn't want me. I really had to realize, I don't even think she's the love of my life anymore, but I loved her to the point I wanted to make significant changes within myself so I can realize how I'm treating people. Regardless of all these things left in my life, the one thing I love the most about myself is the fact that I am so fucking self-aware to the point that I could pinpoint who the fuck is fake, because I know the fakeness in me. You get what I'm saying? The whole point is this, is to help you. It's to help yourself. Self-awareness of your bullshit is to help you. Help see the lovable being that you are. Regardless of what you've been through, regardless of what you've done. Because the only reason why we inflict pain, and the only reason why we think we're bad people, is because we're not able to see that all of these things are trying to teach us that, we are great people. But how are we going to actually express that? By first realizing that everything that's happened to us, it happened to me. I'm going to take it all in. How can I make something out of it? It's just a matter of how much do you love yourself? Do you love yourself more than the pain? That's the thing. Do you love yourself more than pain? Or do you love yourself enough to say, you know what? I'm going to go through all of this, realizing all of this, own all of this, and actually take the power, the mighty power within me to say, you know what? I could see this as a way of suffering, or I could see this as a way of thriving. So the whole point of this video, you guys, it has nothing to do with downing yourself. It has everything to do with realizing that even though people don't want to see how lovable you are, how good your intentions are, it's your job to see that. But it's your job to go through the valley, the shadows. Ooh, don't say that. What was that in the Bible? The shadow of the valley of death. It's important for you to go through your own darkness in order to get to the light. Because darkness always leads to the light. The ego always leads to the higher self. Bullshit always leads to clarity. Hatred always leads to love. Grudges always lead to forgiveness. Resentment always leads to compassion. Do I need to continue? We need to go through our own fucking darkness so we can enlighten ourselves. So, you guys, that's what I wanted to share with you. A way to how to cope with your bullshit once you start to awaken to your own arrogance. But you guys, I really hope this brought some clarity and understanding to how to give yourself more compassion, to be able to learn these lessons and not take them as like the universe is against you, because it's not. The universe is so smart. It will use different dynamics in our life that we cling to this false identity to teach us our real power. But we got to go through the pain, because there's no growth without pain. There's no growth without pain. I'm telling you guys, there's no growth without pain. If you think you're going to grow from your comfort, best believe you're going to stay stagnant, which is the majority of the world. But my goal for you is to realize that, yes, growth is painful, but what's on the other side? The mighty fucking you that the universe sees, beyond the falsity that you created as your identity. I'm gonna leave it right there, boo-boos. But if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button. Like I said, if you want to book your own personal reading or healing session, all information down in the description box below. Or if you just need someone to talk to, boo-boo, all that shit's down below. But other than that, you guys, I love you guys so much. I really hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next one.